All right, so as you guys have known, I have been trying to document my journey in this whole golf content creation space and have a little bit different approach to it rather than just like, trying to put out content where me acting like I know everything about the game. My approach to this whole platform is to just get a lot of knowledge and general information from you guys that are watching to help me out with my game and just let me know, the things that I'm doing, what could I be doing differently and things of that nature. So last night I was out at the driving range and I decided to go live, and I was live on YouTube, TikTok, and one of the common questions that I was getting pulled up over and over and over again was how long I've been playing golf. So if for you guys that don't know, I've only been playing golf for 3 years. I'm about 3 years and 4 months in, I think, at this point. And when I tell people that, people seem to be surprised and shocked because my swing doesn't look like a 3-year-old swing. I'll take that as a compliment. But yeah, I've only been playing for 3 years, and that's another thing too. Like, a lot of you guys in the comment section over the last couple videos have been coming at me. No, not necessarily coming at me, but kind of getting at me in terms of like thinking that I've been playing this game for 10, 15, 20 years, and when I have like basic and albeit somewhat of like dumb questions in the comment section, people come at me was expecting me to know these things. I don't. I've only been playing this game for 3 years. I'm learning as I go. Again, I'm never taking lessons, and it's just something that I'm kind of learning as I go, like I just said, and wanting to learn from different people as I kind of play the game. So different people that you pair up with on a given round, stuff that you post content on, and people are kind enough to give me some pointers in the comment section. All that stuff is helpful to me. Just hearing different perspective from different type of people always helps. So like I said, I was at the driving range, was going live, and people were asking me how long I've been playing golf. Almost 3.5 years at this point. And a lot of people say that my swing is really, really good for 3 years. And they go to ask me, how do I develop a swing so good in just a short amount of time, and blah, 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 blah. For me, the answer is pretty simple. I tell people all the time, one, you have to go to the driving range, you have to groove your swing a lot. When I first started, within the first year, there was this club down the street from my house where I was living at the time, and they offered the Players Club membership where you can, I think it was like $60 a month, you get a free bucket of balls a day, and I was pretty much at the driving range almost every day, every other day, just grooving the swing, hitting balls, not really knowing what I was doing, but just kind of grooving the swing and just getting the whole swing, getting used to it and whatnot. Another thing that I would say that kind of helped me develop my swing really, really quickly is I used to film a lot of my range sessions and my swings, not necessarily posting it anywhere, just kind of looking at myself swing the club and just seeing how I can improve and get better, because I take the whole football mentality, because I was a football player growing up all throughout high school, college, and I used to learn a lot about my mechanics as I was a quarterback. I used to learn a lot about my mechanics and the way I played the game by watching my own film. So no different than with golf, right? Well, at least that's what I figured. So I used to just film myself, record myself swinging, record myself playing rounds. And I just watched my mechanics and watched myself go through the motions. And then I would watch on YouTube and TikTok and Instagram other people swinging, and I would be like, dang, how do I get my swing to look like theirs? And just start, picturing that as I swing, and then you start grooving it and mimicking it, and over and over and over again, you start to develop some type of a swing. So that's how I developed my swing. Now, here's the debate question that I wanted to ask after getting all that out of the way. Are you supposed to play golf backwards? Meaning this, in terms of us newbies out there that are learning the game and trying to get better, do you start with chipping and putting first and then try to work your way into, the longer clubs, like your mid to long irons, woods and drivers and hybrids and things of that nature? Because I hear this debate a lot. A lot of people always ask me my handicap. That's another common question that I get. I don't know my handicap. I don't really keep one because I don't usually play in like tournaments and things of that nature. Last time I did keep a handicap was about eight months ago, and it was around like a 14. Since then, I've broken 80 twice for the first time ever, and I've been hovering around that low to mid 80s score when I play around. Don't know what that means. The people say that probably would mean I'm around like a 11, 10 handicap, whatever. I don't really care. But yeah, so I'll tell a lot of people that I'm probably around like a 12 handicap, 10, 11, 12 handicap, somewhere in that nature. And then they look at my swing and they say, there's no way you should be a 10, 12, 11 handicap with a swing like that. I like to pat myself on the back a little bit. I like my swing. I don't know if it's really all that good or whatever, but you guys tell me in the comments. but I happen to like how I swing the club. It's my style, whatever. But that's not the point. So when I tell people that I'm like around a 12 handicap or whatever, they then kind of come at me a little bit and saying like, there's no way you should be a 12 handicap with a swing like that. And then they proceed to say it's like, it must be your chipping and putting. They're not wrong. I'm not the greatest at chipping and putting. It's something I need to work on, obviously. And I think we all do. I mean, that's just one of those things where if you're going to shave strokes, you're going to have to, chip and putt. But here's the debate question that I wanted to ask you guys in the comment section. What is your advice for somebody who's just starting off playing golf? Do you start with chipping and putting first and then do that for a really long time and then work your way into like your irons, mid irons, long irons, hybrids, woods, things of that nature? Or do you start at the driving range, grooving a 7 iron and just repping a 7-8 iron until you can develop a good swing, and then go to your woods and driver and then make sure you get off the tee and then start chipping and putting? I've been getting mixed answers here and there when I ask some of my friends, other people that I've played with, getting answers online. I know I've seen some interviews online where a lot of the pro golfers say you play golf, you practice golf backwards, right? In a normal golf round, you step up to the first tee and you're hitting your driver, a mid iron, and then you putt. But when you practice golf, you want to work backwards. You want to putt first, then get your chipping game going, then work on your mid irons, long irons, hybrids, woods, driver. But here is what I think, and now you guys can tell me if I'm wrong or not. But my theory has always been, if I'm just casually out there playing, just trying to get better, enjoy the game, blah 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 blah, wouldn't it be better to learn how to get off of the tee first? Because a lot of people say chip and putt, chip and putt, chip and putt. It's like, yeah, my chipping and putting is not going to matter if I'm sailing a driver into the woods every tee shot. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, is it better to be getting to the green and be chipping and putting for double and triple bogey, or getting to a point where you're hitting fairways consistently and you're hitting your mid irons and your wedges consistently so you can get to the green, and then you're putting for birdie or par or bogey or somewhere in that range where it's a little bit more of a manageable score. But then you proceed to 3-putt. Yes, albeit that's bad, but at least I'm 3-putting for double and not trying to putt 1-putt for double or triple, if that makes sense. Let me know in the comment section below. But that was just something that I thought about. And yeah, I mean, just for me, it seems like you would want to, learn how to hit your drive, learn how to hit your long iron so you can get off the tee, and then put yourself in position to where you're getting to the green and you're chipping for par or putting for par or bogey or something along those lines. Because I think when you're coming up and you're, only within a couple years of playing the game, bogeys are like pars in a sense, right? So another person that I played with one time, he was giving me advice. He says, when you're out here playing and you're a beginner, don't try to look at par 3s, par 4s, par 5s in that retrospect. He said, play par 3s as if they're par 4s, play par 4s as if they're par 5s, and play par 5s as if they're par 6s, right? So the goal is to bogey when you're like trying to figure the game out and things of that nature. If you're getting to a point where you're getting mad at yourself for hitting bogeys and doubles when you're just starting out, and it's going to kill your confidence, one, you're not going to have a good time out there, two, because you in your mind, you're trying to keep up with the course slope and the regulation, and that's not where your game is in a sense, if that makes sense. But yeah, it's like, for me, I would much rather, because here's another theory that I have. So if I'm like okay with my driver, right, and I hit the ball, let's say 250, either in the fairway or just off of the fairway in the rough. Now I'm hitting like either a low iron or a wedge into the green, and I missed the green by a little bit, and now I'm chipping and putting for what would essentially be a par, right? So driver, wedge, off of the green, now I'm chipping for birdie and then putting for a par. So even if I chip on and then I proceed to 2-putt or 3-putt, then I'm walking away with either a bogey or a double. But if I'm not good with my driver yet, and I slice one into the woods, now I'm dropping 2, hitting 3, and then I duff one in the fairway, and now I'm like getting finally around the green, and I'm chipping onto the green for a bogey, and then still gonna 3-putt for a triple or even a quad. Yeah, I mean that's just my theory. I don't know. Let me know if I'm being crazy or delusional or not, but that was just my theory. I don't know. I just feel like those who are beginners, if you're trying to get to the point where you're trying to get off of the driving range and just onto the golf course just to have fun, I mean, a lot of us that are picking up this game at a later stage in our lives and, in our mid 20s, 30s, 40s and things of that nature, you're not really trying to, I mean, obviously you want to be good at the sport. You want to try to be good at everything you do, but you're not really trying to become a professional, or you're not really trying to get really, really good really, really quickly. It's just, my thing is, you want to be good enough to where you can get out onto the golf course and hang out with your friends and have a good time. And also to a point where you're not holding up pace of play because you can't get off of the tee. And that's some of the most frustrating things, is like seeing somebody duff 2 shots off the tee and then hitting a third off the tee, and it's just really, really bad, and they can't even hit past the ladies' tees. At that point, you need more range session practice, right? So that's what we usually tell people, is like, you need to go figure that thing out on the range before you come out onto the course. So another thing is, for me, trying to tell somebody that's, just starting up, like if you're a kid and you're trying to like really play this game, go to college, maybe become pro, that makes total sense to start them off with chipping and putting because they can't hit the golf ball anyways. But someone that's like picking up the game in their mid to late 20s, early 30s, 40s, whatever have you, I think personally that you should work on the driving range and start working on a swing just so you can get out and play, because I'd much rather somebody be able to hit the ball somewhat decently either in the fairway or on the rough rather than just like hitting a ball 2 inches off the tee. I'd rather have somebody doing that, and then once you get to the green, you're 3 putting, 4 putting, because you can always just pick that up and let's move on. At least then you're keeping up with pace of play, because you're getting to the green in somewhat regulation, maybe just outside of regulation. But now, like, it's more enjoyable to play with you because you're getting the ball down the fairway, you're hitting up onto the green or somewhere around the green, and then once you get up to the to the green, if your chipping and putting is atrocious, I mean, we're all at the green already, you know what I'm saying? So it's like we're not necessarily holding pace of play and things of that nature, because I know we've all been there. We've all been out there on the golf course and we pull up to a tee box and the group in front of you is still on the tee box, and you just witness them just like either slice one off the tee aggressively or duff one or hit one like 2 feet in front of them, and they would proceed to re-tee and all this other stuff, and they're just holding up the game rather than being out in the fairway trying to hit into the green and you just see people out there. I mean, obviously all of it's going to be frustrating, but I'd much rather not see people just like, completely missing the ball off the tee or shanking it or duffing it super hard. But that's just my opinion. But like I said, man, let me know in the comment section below. This is just something that I have been, thinking about, and wanted to get your guys' thoughts on it, since, we're starting to build up this whole debate community and just getting a lot of things going in the comment section, because albeit on the last couple videos that I posted about club fittings, a lot of people that have found my channel in the last week or so has thanked me for kind of sparking up these topics and sparking up these debates, because even them saying that they go to my comment section, just read through comments and learn a lot about the game and what they should be doing, how they should be going about things. So you guys are out there helping. So if you guys want to hop in on this debate, get in the comment section below. Let me know what you guys think about this topic, and hopefully this finds someone that is in kind of my shoes, that is just trying to figure things out and trying to learn what to do. Because I will say this, I'll end on this. I do find it fascinating that when you go to a golf course and you want to practice, the driving range, depending on where you are and where, what type of course it is, driving range is always packed, right? It's multiple stalls, people are waiting to hit balls and things of that nature. Chipping and putting greens, empty. Nobody's over there. Maybe 1 or 2, maybe 3 people over there chipping and putting, and those are the people that are usually like the better golfers. So are we doing it wrong? Are we getting it backwards? Should we be spending more time chipping and putting than, spending $10-15 on a bucket of balls and just slicing them and hitting them away on the driving range? Because in most places, most golf courses that I've been to, the chipping and putting area is completely free. All you just need is a couple balls to just go up there and just practice chipping and putting. So what do you guys think? Let me know in the comment section below. And until next time, we will catch you guys in the next video. Peace.